Christmas is only 10 days away, and according to a new survey from TD Bank, Ontarians are cutting back their spending in a big way. 34% of Ontarians surveyed said they are scaling back their spending on food and gifts this year. Why don't we bring in TD District Vice President Jamie Martin to discuss the survey results. Good morning to you, Jamie.
Good morning, Rosie.
Okay, so Jamie, what did the poll find about spending this Christmas?
Yeah. So I think many Canadians are redefining their decisions and making, strategic and thoughtful cutbacks or reevaluations of where they're going to spend this year. So, some different areas might be social commitments, gifts for family and friends, right? And just making sure that we're setting the right expectations around what to expect this holiday season. Redeeming holiday points seems to be another way that Canadians are starting to really think and sort of cut back or use their other dollars that they've spent wisely. And shopping local seems to be absolutely prevalent. So Canadians know where their dollars are being spent, and we know that they've got more weight closer to home. I think they're showing up and making sure that everybody knows that the large purchases might not be what they're going to do this year, but making more thoughtful and smart choices about what they do purchase.
So, Jamie, what's the driving factor here that's pushing people to shop and to alter their spending?
Yeah. Canadians are experiencing growing pressure from everyday living costs, right? For many households, there's simply not enough room in the budget to, really spend more this year. So they're making a concerted effort now so that they're not feeling that pinch in January. And there's nothing more than the outset of a new year and just having some of that sort of holiday hangover or that strain in January. But I think, Rosie, the good news is there's lots of ways for us to be thinking through how do we make the next 10 days count and be thoughtful around our holiday spending.
So what are some tips for folks who are trying to manage their spending as Christmas Day fast approaches?
Yeah, I think firstly, we need to enjoy the season. So how do we do that? There's small steps that we, can take to make it easier. It's absolutely not too late. So setting that budget before you shop and really knowing who is on the list. I know I get excited too. You're in the mall and there's lots of sales, and we want to be mindful that those triggers do happen, and that can actually exacerbate some of the overspending. So don't be tempted. Give yourself, a few minutes to ponder before you make that purchase and stick to the budget. Tracking spending is another amazing way to make sure that you are on track. One of those being the TD My Spend app. You know in real time what your deposit and credit card, purchases are looking like to keep you on track, as I said, in real time, which is important. And the last thing is, gift like a pro. So while family and friends we know are absolutely priceless, gifts are not. So just be a little bit more mindful around, the value of giving something other that you've made or your time for family and friends. But some really key ways for us to be mindful and just really lock in and not overspend in the coming weeks.
Jamie, I love what you said about taking a moment before you make that purchase. Maybe even just sit down and think about it. That can make a huge difference. We really appreciate that. Jamie Martin from TD, she is the District Vice President at TD, talking about ways in which we can kind of rein in the spending to help make the holidays that much more enjoyable. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Jamie.
Thank you, Rosie.